Afternoon, folks. Brian here, Geomagnetic Earthwatch on Friday, May 18, 2023 on our planet. I hope you're all well. So people have a request. And for those not in the knowledge and the know, I will clarify this 40-degree rubbish con. My request to the people in my group. I see all these posts and people are so brainwashed, convinced by the con that next month is the pole shift. Woo-hoo. Second, stop sending me videos from the known proven con man. On personal messenger. For the rest of you new, I'll explain this 40-degree nonsense. Fraud, con. So this is not directed to the con man, fraudster. This is educational purposes. And again, stop sending me links from the con man. To clarify, 40 degrees is not a coordinates. It's not something you can find on Google Maps and Google Earth. Okay. 40 degrees, folks, is on a compass. I'm sorry, some of you don't like my music. Hang on, I'll turn it down a little bit. So again, I'm going to hurt some feelings. I might make some of you cry. Probably lose some more subscribers. I'd much rather lose those kind of subscribers. Anyway, 40 degrees, folks, is on a compass. It's based on a very crude experiment whereby a rotating compass was placed next to the see that? A rotating compass was placed, a rotating magnet was placed next to a compass. And then when the needle reached around 40 degrees, it then flipped. Thereby giving you a false representation idea in your brains. Ooh. Earth's geomagnetic poles will automatically flip at that point. The person who conducted the experiment stated, it may not happen. He also stated, at around 40 degrees, quote, end quote. He used a rotating magnet to imply changes going on within the core of our planet. This represents changes going on within the core of our planet. He forgot one very important thing, however. Those of you who are spiritually aware know what I'm going to be getting into. It's not something happening within the core of our planet. It's an electromagnetic influence circling our planet every 3,657 years, which, when it gets closer, whoa, see that? To continue. Now, some of you think, and I've read your Facebook posts. So I'm responding to you people, not to the con man. You think that next month the geomagnetic poles will automatically flip without having any understanding of geomagnetic excursions and full geomagnetic reversals, which can take thousands of years. No one can give you a date. Come on. That's to place yourself above him. Continuing. Now, oh, by the way, folks, if the poles are going to flip next month, don't you think our world leaders, other heads of states, and the elites would be in their bunkers already? So here's a few things to consider. Before the poles can flip, our geomagnetic field must be down to almost 0% strength, maybe 5%. We would have already had massive catastrophic earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, complete collapse of the jet streams, massive amounts of ultraviolet radiation coming in, etc., etc. Destructive weather events. I do not dispute we're under a geomagnetic excursion. Of course we are, and the Earth is slowly beginning to respond. Now, folks, the process of a geomagnetic excursion can take, on average, 7,000 years. Some scientists, actual scientists, feel that it can happen 10 times faster, therefore 700 years. There's one particular person, shut up, Al, get in your hole, who says that it can happen in a human lifetime. Folks, it's already been undergoing for our last 120 years. We've already surpassed a human lifetime. You can't place a date based on a crude experiment. Fools. Now, after years and years and years of building up this fear porn in anticipation of an extinction level event, which was supposed to have happened last March or April, someone decides to go on a trip to Thailand, giggling and laughing. Then when he comes back, he does some videos how he wants to have a satellite in space and he wants to develop Star Trek technology. Woohoo! Wow. Of course, he wants you to pay for it. Okay. And after you pay for it, he'll give you shares in it. Anyway. So the person who conducted this experiment has never, ever showed you 100,000 British pounds of equipment he claims he produced himself. Never. An oxygen sensor, one of which he held up and said cost him $20, and a CO2 detector. It has absolutely nothing to do with tracking the geomagnetic excursion. A TriMag system. He has never, ever once showed you. The two pictures on his website is something a child could construct, but he states if he would have had somebody else build it, would have cost him £1 million. He has never once showed you a data acquisition unit in which you pull out the SD card, as he states, and plugs it into the computer. He has never once showed you real-time data being downloaded on his computer from something which doesn't exist. As for the muon detectors, quote, "We here at the observatory manufacture these," end quote. Quote, You can't get one of these unless you have 8,000 pounds, end quote, holding up a Cosmic Watch circuit board. To which I communicated with Professor Exani. And he tells me that it cost him 10 cents for a blank circuit board for a muon detector. Add on another $20, $25 for the miscellaneous components and maybe $80 for the photo gathering device. And then he changes the story again. Well, MIT donated all the muon detectors to us. We here at the observatory manufacture these. You can't get one of these unless you have 8,000 pounds, implying it cost him 8,000 pounds on a single Cosmic Watch muon detector circuit board. This comes from the man who has stated on LinkedIn that he has a bachelor's degrees in science, as well as other areas, to which he has never produced a diploma being a bachelor. This comes from the man who, a little bit more than a year ago, did a video when he discovered the Milankovitch cycle, something which has been known for the past 112 years, but by his admission, he stated he never knew about it. He felt that his discovery of the Milankovitch cycle warranted a donation to him, as he brought that information to you. So please stop sending me links from a con man. Start developing some critical thinking. You are complicit in the fraud by your own ignorance and not seeing through the con. We are not going to have an extinction level event next month. We didn't have one last month. We may very well have one, yes. At the end of Revelation. So again, if I hurt your feelings, I'm not going to apologize. You know who you are. Stop sending me these links, please. And now for my next video, I'll give you some information that he doesn't give you. Have a nice evening.